All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. Got a frog in my throat. There we go. But yeah, today we're going to be mixing some beats. Today we're kind of continuing what we started last time, which was kind of a quest to mix down a bunch of lo-fi beats for a bit of a secret lo-fi project. Now, real quick though, before we dive into it, if you guys are looking for the music, this is where you can find me. Yeah, I'm TapDaddy on all platforms. This is ultimately where all of the music that you hear lands. So, yeah, we're listening to my new track, Recrudescence. Definitely go check it out. It's a banger. And if you enjoy this kind of stuff, you should definitely go pre-save Sunrise Serenade. It's my upcoming album, which drops in 7 days, 7 hours, 58 minutes, and 41 seconds. So, good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, I'm excited to dive into this today. I've got a couple of really good tracks picked out for us that I think are going to be great. So, without further ado, let's just dive into it. Let's see. Yeah, so I've got this track pulled up, and those of you guys that were hanging out with us on last Saturday, you guys will recognize this. Yeah, this is a pretty recent one. It's a pretty recent beat. So let's go ahead, dive into it with a first pass. You guys can see I was kind of mixing as I went, so we're really just trying to figure out like where we at with this one, you know? But yeah, let's just get a general impression of it. Let's listen through it. Oh, it is thinking about it. Yikes. I think we might have to reload the project. That is okay by me. All right. Let's let that reload. But yeah, I think that this was in a pretty good spot, if I remember. I honestly can't tell, because I feel like I do kind of have a tendency to like mix as I produce sometimes, you know. And I feel like sometimes that really puts me in a favorable position going into the mix, and sometimes that gets me on the wrong track, you know. But let's see kind of like where we landed with this track, see where we're starting. All right, I'm turning up my volume. Alrighty, I don't like the positioning of that string. I think I want to swap that over to the left. Which means we might need to swap that flute. We'll see. God, I love these drums though, dude. These are awesome. We might need to turn down these effects a bit, but it's cool. This sax sounds pretty damn good. I'm so glad that this is the one that I'm working on today. Okay, so right off the bat, I think that this is sounding like it's in a pretty good position, and I can see that I've done some work on some of this stuff. Um, I think this trumpet, we're gonna probably lean to the right, and we're probably going to swap those strings. Let's see where those are at. Yeah, so like let's put this like, it was 8 to the right. Let's put it 8 to the left. And you can see I've got this monoed as well. I like monoed it, put it into vinyl to make it sound very stereo because, or I mean, very sampled, because before it was like super stereo and almost too high fidelity, just to turn it off and show you guys. Which is really beautiful, and we might consider that, but honestly, I was having trouble getting this to like vibe with the track, you know? Maybe we should try to just like gain stage it, just set it back a little bit. Like if we set it down. Oh, that could be beautiful. Maybe I had the wrong idea with the vinyl processing. It just needs to be like set back far enough that it like gels, you know? And honestly, the thing about these strings, and I think like really the thing about high frequency kind of instruments like this, like these strings are very bright, you know, it's a lot of high end information. That those highs are gonna come through the mix really at like whatever level you put them at. You can put them super low and they're gonna still come clean through the mix, you know? So take advantage of that when you got something like this that's like, I don't know, it's a little bit too intense. Maybe we can really set this back. Maybe that's a little bit too subtle, but oh, that's beautiful. I am kind of considering maybe a little dash of reverb to kind of help it open up a little bit more, kind of sit. I'm kind of thinking like, what if we had maybe just the tiniest splash of like a really, really clean hall reverb. That might be cool. What's up, Thundy? How's it going, dude? Welcome on in. It's good to see you, man. Hell yeah. How's your day going, dude? Let's see if maybe we get a little bit of let's get that vocal pop hall. This is like one of my favorite hall reverbs. This just always comes across super clean. I use this a lot on like brass instruments. But I think that this could be the ticket for these strings. Let's see. All right. There we go. But yeah, Thundy's saying just taking a short break at work. Oh, I gotcha, working hard. I gotcha. Hell yeah. How's your day going, man? Just it's Thursday, isn't it? So we're getting through the week, you know? Ooh, you see, that's subtle, but that sits a little bit nicer. Like, it just kind of like, I don't know, it kind of helps it breathe a little bit, you know? I always, I like to use this analogy, when it comes to like using reverbs in terms of like mixing, where I guess this analogy I feel like only makes sense to people that like really enjoy drinking whiskey. But basically, like, so what's if you've ever been to like a whiskey bar, something that you'll notice is that they have like little droppers of like water, right? Like little water droppers at the tables. And what you're supposed to do is when you order a glass of neat whiskey, meaning no ice or anything, you can like drop just like 1 or 2 drops of water in there, and basically the reason is because the whiskey kind of changes flavor when you give it just like a little bit of water. It kind of like opens up into all sorts of flavors. So I guess that's really like the analogy that I think of when I'm applying reverb to instruments like this in order to get them to really like open up and, gel with the track. Is I'm not trying to water down my whiskey. I'm trying to, give it a little bit to breathe, So, yeah. But yeah, and I see Thundy saying, yeah, extremely busy. Had 600 plus people at the Science Museum I'm working at. Oh, man. Says most of them left, though. They were school groups. Oh, man, I imagine that's the, field trip day. That's got to be chaos, I imagine. No, that's awesome, though. God, I remember that was always like one of my favorite field trips to go on as a kid, was going to the Science Museum. We've got a science museum down here in Denver, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Really sick museum. Definitely worth visiting. But yeah, he says, I use reverb sometimes to give stuff stereo width. That's actually a good point. Yeah. It can kind of help it take on new dimension a little bit. Yeah, by just adding like a splash. But yeah, he says, I add a small hall and increase the width a little, so essentially depressurize the mix. Oh, I got you. Exactly. I feel like we're kind of describing the same thing here, of like kind of letting things breathe a little bit, I might even be able to put this up a little bit higher now. That's a bit too much. Now this might be a little bit too much. That's pretty beautiful, though. So this seemed to lean to the right, this piano delay. And I mean, it delays outwards, right? But it hits right first. I'm just curious if this might fit better if we just swap the left and the right signal. Let's do that. Let's just swap it. Because the fact that it hits right first in this ping pong delay kind of gives it a little bit more weight to the right, and I kind of want to give it a little bit more weight to the left, I think. So let's just swap those. See how that feels. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So let's hear it together. That's good. Also, this synth lead, it kind of has some weird panning to it. And I feel like I gotta start this from the beginning and hear that, because I think it's like on some sort of timer of like where it moves out. It's kind of like an auto panner. But yeah, take it easy, Thundy. But yeah, I noticed this is mostly in the right ear. So see, but over here it's in the left ear. What the hell's going on with this guy? Now it's mostly in the right ear. God, shit like this is so annoying when mixing, You know what we might do, if this is gonna be unpredictable as all hell, is we might just flatten it to audio so that we can have some consistency here, Like, sometimes that's really the answer, because, this is the thing, is I feel like there's a lot of elements in music that might rely on randomization, and in fact, some of my favorite stuff that I do with auto filters is totally randomized, but it creates interesting challenge when mixing and especially when mastering, really. Because if it's a randomized plugin, it's going to sound different every single time, and it might affect the mix. You might like certain versions of it better than others. And I don't know, if you're ever like struggling with that, like you've got a randomized plugin, definitely use all of the randomizers in the world. Like some of the most brilliant plugins, rely on randomization. But I would just say to remove that element of it sounds really great sometimes and it sounds kind of okay others, or sometimes it's in the left ear, sometimes it's in the right ear. Just flatten it to audio, Go get a good take of it. So, yeah, let's consider what would be a good take for this guy. So that one goes in the right, kind of comes center, back out to the right. That felt almost completely in the left ear. Okay, there's another one that goes right, center, right. Which one do we like better? I think we might go with the other one. Nope. So let's do this. We're going to take an audio track here, and we're basically just going to pipe in, the audio from this track above it. We're going to set that as its input. Or I usually just set it at auto. Doesn't matter. Let's just record this audio, though. Let's make sure we got nothing else set to record. Oops, looks like we did. Good thing I checked. All right, cool. Now we should be ready. To record that. Let's see which one we get. Okay, so it's in the left ear there, and it travels to the right. Okay, so now if we listen to this guy, and I kind of like the positioning of that. There was one that started right and like came center and then went right again. But I don't know. I kind of like this clean spread of just like it starts in the left ear, it goes over to the right. But maybe if we swap that, start in the right ear instead. So like, just going to take out our swapper, swap the left and the right audio. Now let's check it out. See, that's pretty good. I don't know which side. I like it in the left. We'll keep it left. All right, so we can put this guy over here. I'm gonna keep this original one in case if I need it again, but we're just gonna collapse that down. All right, let's listen back. See if what else are we gonna need to work on for this. That guitar's a little bit loud. And also, I think this guitar could use some little dash of reverb on it. Okay, like... So the output gain of this crystallizer is something to look into. We've got it automated. Now I'm curious, if I turn down the mix, just the dry wet, which is currently at about 50%, like, is that going to, or am I going to have to, you know, mess with the output knob here? I'm hoping that I can just like turn the dry wet down on this and it'll still sound the same, just quieter. Let's try it. Let's put it about halfway down, somewhere about there. Oh, beautiful ear candy, man. Ah, beautiful. You know, I said I love these drums, and I really do. I want to mess with it a little bit. There's one thing in particular I want to EQ the snare, I think, to make it a little less harsh, but that might allow us to bring up the snare a little bit more. Because I feel like we could get a little bit more bap in this boom bap kind of vibe. Really, we're going for lo-fi here, but like, shh, you know? All right, so this is our drums. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. We got a little, so we monoed our drums. We cut the highs. We crunched it up with this decapitator, right? This kind of, you know, saturates, kind of crunches it. This radiator is more traditionally a saturator. So after we really crunch it with the decapitator, we make that a little bit more crunchy with the radiator. And then finally, we end it with a little bit of LA2A compression, which is just really nice. This is sounding great. Love the sound of this kick. But yeah, I think that... So yeah, like I just turned up the snare by 2 dB. I don't think we're gonna keep it there, but while we're working on it, we'll bring it forward a little bit. Let's put a EQ on here. Now, this is how I EQ snares. I try to inflict pain on myself, basically. I'm trying to find the problem area so that I know what to remove. It's usually around 2K hertz. So let's... Yeah, it's like right there at 2K. So here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to turn up this Q, which is going to give us a little bit more of a pointed value there. Yeah, just like a little dip right there. That certainly helps. What's up, Light Clothed? How's it going, dude? See, and I feel like that allows us to like bring that snare up a little bit. But yeah, man, how's it going, Light Clothed? How's your day going, dude? Man. So I'm mixing down a lo-fi track right now for a little project that I'm kind of submitting for that. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but I'm I'm bringing out the really good lo-fi shit, man. Hell yeah, loving life. That's what I like to hear, dude. Oh man, it's gonna be beautiful. I gotta think of a good name for this track too. But yeah, I see Lyclo saying, working on this other Ted K in Ableton right now. Oh, hell yeah. This other track? Okay. Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, dude. Oh, by the way, how are you liking Ableton? I know that you were telling me that you that you had just gotten, you know, or at least booted up Ableton. And I think you said you've got Ableton 12, the full suite. Dude, I fucking love Ableton, but I feel like my perspective is so tainted because I have like lived inside of Ableton for, you know, like 14 years, you know. So I don't know if it's just me, but I really like how Ableton feels. And I feel like it really gets even better the more that you really find your way around it. You know, the more that you really like know all the shortcuts and all that, you can really just like fly through stuff. But I don't know, man. I fuck with it. All right. Let's see if the snare is feeling good. See, I feel like, did I kind of deaden my snare though? Okay, so like this area is what I was taking down. I'm trying to think if there's anything we could bring up to give us more bite. It could be that I boost like right here. So what if we did like that, but we also had like this guy down here kind of. Trying to just smooth out that 2 to 3K range, but I also kind of want to give it some bite somewhere, you know? What we could do is kind of give ourselves a little bit of a raise after that. There we go. Oh, and this little ear candy's like sitting much nicer now. Damn. Okay, we're hitting some good shit here. Oh, okay, nice. Now, what else did we have on our little to-do list? These guitars needed a dash of reverb. And I got a specific reverb that I like to use for this kind of guitar, you know. Guitar rig. Let's see. We're looking for our plugins here. It's not Guitar Rig 6. Is it? Is it? Yeah. Oh no, this is what I was looking for. Guitar Rig 6 FX. And let's see. There's this one reverb in here that just sounds really good on like vintage guitars. You know, it sounds like kind of a vintage verb. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it almost feels like the reverb has like a little bit of chorus on it, you know, which is interesting. It kind of coats the guitar in an interesting way. Let's see it. All right. So it's called the air verb. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. And let's see. Yeah. I don't know though. I feel like that might be a bit much. It does grit it up in a nice way though. No, that's beautiful. Trying to think if we want to move this up or down on this mix. I'm kind of liking where it's at right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, don't change it if it's not broken, right? Let's pull back a little bit. That's a little bit better. Hell yeah, nice. We got it, man. We got it. Oh, I'm really excited about this. Oh man, I wish I could tell you guys what I'm doing this for. I'm trying to land on something, but I don't know if it'll work out. So I'm not gonna talk too much about what it is. But point is I'm trying to get some of my most immaculate lo-fi stuff just squared away, you know. This reverb has set the guitar up a little bit higher. And also I feel like we're getting a lot of mid-range. I kind of want to bring out more of that high range or cut down some of this mid-range. So honestly, if we're going to do an additive EQ, we'll probably do it after everything. Yeah, something additive over here. And especially putting that after the reverb, it kind of lifts the highs that the reverb is giving us. Okay, so I kind of want to bring up all of these little elements. And I think by doing that, I'm just going to turn the piano down for a minute. Let me set this down. See, honestly, this doesn't need much. Could probably set this drum down a little bit now. Actually, I've got a little bit of an idea for gain staging the drums. What if we brought the snare down and the kick down, but then we just turned the drums up a little bit? So like snare, let's say -2. Kick, let's say -2. This is gonna change how it sounds though. Then let's bring this up. Let's hear it. Could try to smash it a little bit. I'm like kind of touching everything in my drums right now. Come on, I want to see what's going on this. Okay, it's reaching back pretty far. Okay, I'm just really dialing in these drums, you know? I think this sax can come down a bit. Maybe with this we could bring up the dry wet a little bit. Dude. Oh, these drums are like really like God, they're crunchy. They're really crunchy. Like, I want the snare to have bite, but I don't want it to, like, smack you in the face. God, it really is, like, if we kind of toe the line a bit, you know? Kind of, like, keeping just below this 2000 hertz a little bit boosted, it... Okay, so this flute part is definitely coming in the left ear a little bit more, and this is also sitting in the left. Something here needs to get swapped. I'm thinking we're gonna put this string instrument over in the right ear. And we're going to do so by just swapping the audio, you know, like we do. All right, swap. Might even scoot it a little further right. I think we could turn this guy down a bit. There we go. And boy, that's making that sax sound louder. I feel like at some point I'm just turning everything down, right? It's a process. It's a process for sure. God, this is gonna sound beautiful when we glue it all together in our master chain. That's gonna be sick. That's gonna be so dope. Oh man, I really want to feel that kick really pushing through everything, you know? Like that's gonna feel dope. Oh man. All right, man. This is just such a cool beat. Let's see. We've also got these forest sounds in the background. We really haven't touched these much, and honestly, I don't think I intend to, you know? I want to let this just kind of like ride out. We might set it down a little bit further back. Because it's stuff like that that's going to get really picked up in all the compression as we pass it on to our master chain, you know? So in the beginning, we swapped this piano in which direction it was going. I kind of want to try it back the other way now that we've decided that this guy starts left. You know, maybe this guy doesn't get swapped. Let's hear that. That feels a little bit better now, actually. Now that we've decided that this guy's gonna be in the left, yeah, I think that's the right call. That feels good. Now, do we want to lean this trumpet at all? Or just keep him center? I think we'll just keep him center. Okay. Like, let's listen to it back, but I feel like we're closing in on it, and it really hasn't been much time at all. We've been working at this for about 50 minutes, you know. This was already, you know, like we had done some mix work on this beforehand, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We might brighten up this piano a little bit. It's so mid-range right now. What am I doing searching piano? I need to pull up my EQ. Here we go. And we'll do this after all of the phasing and compression, because we're probably going to be doing... a little boost around here, just generally. And I am curious, what if we were to cut out all of this low stuff that we probably don't need, like everything below like 60 hertz? Now this song doesn't have a bass in it, right? So it really doesn't matter what we leave down here. I'm trying to just experiment though. I don't think that gives us any benefit. We'll just leave that be. But I like this little boost, a little bit below 1K. Let's A/B test it. This to me just feels ever so slightly more vibrant, you know? So I think we're gonna keep that. God damn. Loving this song. Let's have a peek at our max peak value. It's minus 3.75. Oh, dude, that puts us in a very good position. Because, you know, I think what I'm going to do is when it comes to mastering, I'm going to pull out that Shadow Hill master compressor. And I'm going to allow for it to raise the volume a little bit. But we'll see. I think this is, I think this mix is pretty much where I want it at. Let's just give it one more careful listen. Dude. Let's make sure we like everything. You know, and at this point, I'm like really not trying to look for anything specific. I'm trying to allow for problems to stick out to me, you know? bring that snare down 1 dB. Tell you what, we're gonna turn down 1 more dB and we're gonna boost the drums. That actually feels so much nicer. Hell yeah. Try those strings forward just 1 decibel. I think it's pretty good. Let's try putting it back again. Now, you know, I'm gonna keep that where it was. I'm gonna keep that back. We probably could bring this guitar down a little bit more. Cool. All right. I think we got this locked in. Just, you know, and I always like to, before moving on to mastering, just one last real critical look at the gain staging. Just nudging things up and down, you know. But I'm liking the overall balance of this. I think this is sounding good. Okay. Let's get one last peek at our max peak value. It's minus 2.89. That is solid. I think we can begin the mastering process now. So I like to start out with this Shadow Hill. And, you know, honestly, for this project, we're required to master between minus 14 and minus 12 LUFS, which is actually much quieter than what I typically master at. But, you know, I think it'll be fine. In fact, I feel like there's a scenario where all I need is this Shadow Hill mastering compressor, and it might just carry us there. But yeah, it's like much quieter than what I typically go for. But you know, them's the rules. I'm game. All right, I'm gonna flip this sidechain on. We're gonna start by adjusting our optical threshold. Let's get us in there with the drums. Okay, let's start with our discrete threshold. Starting to nudge up. Okay, let's start increasing the gain. I'm thinking maybe not so much discrete gain, but we really go hard on this optical gain. Make sure we're not peaking. Minus 1.18, that's solid. God, these drums feel even better now that we're mastering. This feels good, man. This feels very good. Let's go pull out our loudness meter. And I imagine that we are like really under right now. Again, target range for this project is minus 14 to minus 12 LUFS. Much quieter than what I usually master at. But I still think we have a good ways to go. God, with this compression, it really brings that warm piano forward. Almost so much so that I'm considering bringing that piano down, specifically for this master. So that it's not like winning the loudness war in our compressor, you know? I mean, it's nice though. But really what I don't want happening is our drums sounding like kind of small compared to how loud the piano is, right? Alright, well let's take off this compressor. Let's take that off. And think, can we nudge this down? Okay, that still feels relatively good. Okay, alright, we're good. Let's turn that compressor back on. See where we're at. Oh, we should turn our loudness meter on as well. Now we can turn that discrete a little bit further up. Oh, and we might need to turn this ambience down a little bit. Okay, wow. That is sounding really beautiful. And it's at minus 0.58. That's actually really good for what I want to send it into next. It's close to 0. It's not quite at 0, but this plugin I'm about to put on it is going to help it get to exactly 0. And that's because, yeah, I'm going to pull out Ozone's maximizer. See, I got the Ozone 9 maximizer in like Ozone Elements, right? Which is like it's it's like a beta version of, like a demo version of the full Ozone suite, right? So here's how this is going to work. It's going to listen to our music here, and it's going to spit out an EQ and a maximizer setting for us that we are probably most definitely going to change. But I like to run it anyways because it kind of gets it in the right ballpark, and sometimes the EQ it generates is actually pretty good. Sometimes it's garbage. We're just gonna find out. So let's run it. Where do I want to run this on? It's gonna listen to our track, and yeah, let's put it in this hook section. That's the most important section. It's got a lot of elements in it. Okay, we're gonna run it hot, and boop, there we go. All right, it's gonna do some bullshit. Yikes. Oh, I think the EQ did something crazy. Yeah, I hear something crazy. Whoa. Okay, let's turn off that EQ. But damn, this maximizer is going crazy, dude. Switch it to true peak. We're already overshooting our target LUFs. Let's run this back. We're definitely going to be pulling back on this threshold. Yeah, let's... What was? I don't like what that did to the snare. Yeah, we're not gonna fuck with that EQ. This is really what I wanted this for, is this maximizer. This is really good at getting it snugly up to 0 dB. Okay, now that we've kind of fixed it, let's analyze our loudness. All right. I feel like listening to this back, there's like adjustments that I want to make on just the gain staging front. Like this whole section sounds golden. I don't really want to mess with that. God damn. Okay. And we're like right in the middle of our target left. So we could push it up like a smidge more. And we just might, maybe with like a limiter, just to, I don't know. I always like to push it one step farther with a limiter. But let's listen specifically over here and just make sure that we like our gain staging. Turn that guitar down by like 1. And you know, before I go any further, we're gonna turn off our master chain. I don't like messing with the gain stage when I've got everything compressed like that. See, this feels a little bit loud. And I think that saxophone came in a little bit hot as well. Much better. Okay. That's not bad. Let's turn it down 1 more decibel. God, and now with all of this in place, I feel like we need to turn these drums down by like 1. Or 2. I just don't want the drums to really like overpower. And I know I'm just turning everything down, aren't I? All right, let's go back to our chain. Let's turn that back on. Okay, I've got a little bit of an idea for this sax. Sorry, I keep jumping back to the mix, but it really is like, so, you know, I feel like strategy for mastering should be to have the best mix possible, honestly. You know, like it really goes like this. The master can only be as good as the mix, right? And also the mix can only be as good as the production. So I think that everything kind of matters in this order, right? It starts with the songwriting, it's the recording, the production, that stuff matters. That is the base at which you are moving forward from. But it all kind of comes down to like the master can sound absolutely immaculate so long as your mix sounds absolutely immaculate, right? So, you know, this is why I'm like, I'm taking my time here, okay? We're not in any rush. We're not trying to, you know, overshoot this. Let's, so I kind of had a little bit of a crazy idea. I think I want to compress after the reverb here. Now, I'm not the hugest fan of including this delay in my compression. Just not the hugest fan, but I think there's a compromise to be made in that if I slightly squeeze the dynamics of this sax, but I bring it down in volume, I think that that's going to feel a lot better here. So let's get our LA2A. Yeah, this nice LA2A compressor. And really, we just want to gently squeeze the dynamics, just like a little bit. Now, I noticed that this gets kind of frozen while I'm streaming. Okay, but it doesn't look like it's like going like way back here. And it doesn't sound like it either. That's nice. Little A/B test. Yeah, this definitely sounds more vibrant. But, you know, now I think I want to bring it down in volume. We're going to turn down these forest sounds a little bit. Okay. Let's back it up a little bit before that. Oh, this is sounding like perfect. I love this. Oh, let's go turn our master chain back on. See how we like it. See if it sounds snazzy. Because we did a lot of gain staging there. We did a lot of changes to it, which means we might need to change our master chain a little bit to adjust for it. But we'll see where we're at. Whoa, this is sounding great. Also, I'm really glad I turned down those forest sounds. This is sounding much better for the compression. Is amazing. All right, let's bring this back and let's get a final LUFS count here. Let's get our final LUFS value, see kind of where we're at, or see if we need to nudge it at all. And also just kind of generally listening. We're letting for problems to come to us, not for us to seek out problems, right? That is beautiful, but you know what? We are 0.1 LUFS off target. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Delete the project immediately. No. Oh, man. No, that's actually great, though. We have room to, like, I was kind of thinking of maybe one more thing that I wanted to put on this master chain. I kind of want to pull out a color limiter and just nudge it ever so slightly into the ceiling, and with maybe a dash of saturation on it, like a tiny amount of saturation on it. So let's do that. Color limiter. We got this. Color limiter. We're gonna set you right there. And this is good. So we're trying to for this project. I didn't determine this, but we're aiming for -14 LUFS to -12, which is, that's about, 4 LUFS quieter than what I typically aim for. But, it's kind of nice, honestly, mastering at these lower levels, because I feel like I really can be a lot more objective about cleanliness and kind of dynamic range. I don't know. I guess sometimes when I'm doing boom bap beats that are hitting like -8 LUFS, some of that nuance can get lost if you're not being careful about it, But I don't know. That's where, honestly, my strategy for mastering and getting the best master possible is like try to do the majority of your compression in the mixing side of things. That way, you don't have to absolutely slam your mix through, compressor after compressor when it comes to the master. In fact, I would say that in my experience, I feel like general compression, just like your normal compression, sometimes just like turns your mix into this muddy, whereas I think limiting sometimes allows for it to really like crater it upwards, really bringing you up to that ceiling without necessarily squishing it in the same way that a normal compressor does, like a traditional, like the Shadow Hills compressor. But a little bit about both, goes a long ways. We're just going to nudge this up like, I don't know, like 0.76 dB into the ceiling, right? And we're going to maybe apply, I'm just guessing, like a little bit of reverb, or 0.1 saturation. That's what we're going for. So really, I'm trying to be minimal with this. Let's just hear it. Let's see what it sounds like, and let's measure the LUFS. Sounds good. Also, just doing a little bit of A/B test. I don't think we're gonna really hear this limiter kick on until the drums do, but feels like ever so slightly more vibrant, Oh, that sax is sounding so much better. Honestly, I was hesitant about compressing with that delay on it, but I feel like that brought it forward just like the right amount, Oh. Minus 12.7 LUFS. Now that is in target range. Let's go. Hell yeah. Dude. Oh, this is so good. All right. I want to just, for quality assurance purposes, let's measure it again. Let's listen again. Let's just, and again, I want to really explain my perspective here, okay? I'm not looking for problems. If you look for problems, you are going to find problems in everything, right? The objective really is to step back, to listen like a normal person does, A normal person isn't listening to that kick an inch away from it going, is there problems here, No, a normal person is just listening to music, And I think that that's kind of the perspective that we are valuing right now. We want that perspective, because honestly, if it doesn't stick out to us as an issue, then it's not an issue, right? That's I don't know, take that advice to the grave. I feel like it will guide you very well when it comes to mixing. If you like literally the only perspective that matters is the listener's perspective. None of this technical mumbo jumbo about, any of this stuff matters if the sound doesn't sound good, So anyways, let's listen. Let's see where we're at. I think it is minus 12.7. Let's just see if we get that result again. Also, it's nice to keep track of our average dynamics, our PLR. 12.8. That's good to me. I feel like the mark that I'm trying to hold myself to is I'm trying to keep about 10 LU. This is measuring how dynamic our music is, and I feel like if I'm ever getting a value smaller than 10 LU, then I feel like I have overly compressed. I have smashed this, right? But 12.8 is a good value by my standards. Anyways, for something that is pretty dynamic like this, I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's check it out. So good. What the fuck? Oh. Oh my god, that is beautiful. If you guys want to watch me make this beat, by the way, this was the first beat that I made on our last Saturday morning cook-up. So if you look at the most recent Saturday morning cook-up, it's the first beat that I made during that stream. And it took us about 2 hours. And I couldn't be happier. Oh, it's so beautiful. Holy shit. So, I think we can call that one a done deal. Let's save it. Yeah. And also, I've got one more picked out for today that I want to dive into. So we're gonna do that real quick though. I'm probably gonna go heat up my coffee real quick. I guess while I'm just heating up my coffee, I'll just play you guys some music. I feel like why not? I'll show you guys Lost in Reverie. This track has been blowing up lately. What's interesting about Lost in Reverie is this track has never been more popular than it is right now. I don't know. It's just getting up there in the algorithms. But yeah, even what it's getting nowadays, and it's soared up to my most popular track, just far outweighs what it was getting in its entire first month of release. It's crazy. Honestly, my wife, she's the one that really revitalized this track, and I feel like it really goes to show that, don't sleep on your old music. Like, sometimes that's the vibe. Like, sometimes, good music is good music, no matter if it came out yesterday or 3 years ago. It's like, it's good stuff. Anyways, I will be right back with hot coffee in hand. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy it. Lost in Reverie. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. And we're gonna dive into another one. Hell yeah. Let's let me see real quick what I am mixing up next. I think it was song 920. Yeah, 920. Let's get that loaded up. And I think this is gonna be the last track that I'm mixing for this project. This little lo-fi project. So, let's see. I don't think it's in my recents. Gonna have to dig for it. Let's see. Got some hot coffee. Definitely helps improve the mix. Hot coffee. All right. Man, I feel like I'm getting some good stuff done today. I feel like my Thursdays are always quite busy. They're definitely big mix days for me because I also mix in the evenings on Thursdays. And this evening, I've got some really fun stuff that I'm working on. I'm finishing up a mix for a client, and I'm also mastering a collab. I'm coming to the end of some very fun projects, So I don't know. I'm in a good mood today. I'm working on stuff that I'm pretty passionate about. I don't know. It's all coming together. Okay, so we're going for song 920. Cool. We'll let that load up. But yeah, man. getting some good stuff done. This song right here, though, I think that this is what's going to hopefully land me the placement that I'm after. All right. It is thinking about it. But yeah, this next track is interesting. This next one's a very, very like, it's really like, it kind of boils down to a sample chop. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, just you know, to explain this beat, I guess, you guys will hear it. But I took this lick of this piano riff that, you know, absolutely goes crazy. You know, it's a really fun piano riff. And, you know, I think I chopped it, you know, pretty straightforward for the most part for like the first half of it. And then in the bridge section, I just go absolutely crazy with it. I feel like, yeah, this track is a very fun, like sample based, kind of lo-fi jazz hip hop track, you know. Let's just give it a listen. Let's, you know, see what we're starting with. See kind of where we're at. God, this one's just fun. Here comes the best part, the crazy bridge. This track is so sick. Oh man, we are really in the red here. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward mix, honestly. This isn't going to be too difficult, but yeah, because most of the song is just like this sample going crazy. Oh man, that's awesome. All right. But yeah, you know, not many elements to this at all. It's really this piano sample just going absolutely nuts to butts. And, you know, we got some fun stuff in here. We got some horn stacks. We got like this string that goes pretty crazy. This one was just kind of a goofy track that I made just on a goof, you know, just kind of having fun with it. But I think that this is like a really fun track that I'm looking forward to submitting. So yeah, let's first of all, looking at our max peak, positive 2.56. That is unacceptable. Just what the hell? Let's oh, and also, is this just like a blank MIDI track? Let's get that out of here. Kind of clean up our project a little bit. Yeah, like we don't need that MIDI track. That's nonsense. Okay. All right, and yeah, I think we want to just like highlight all of these, and since it's like positive 2.5, maybe we just bring everything down like -9 ish, something like that, something to give us a lot of headroom, you know. Or maybe not down that far. Maybe let's just go -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. This should give us some headroom. Now, this is supposed to be a lo-fi track, you know. This is getting submitted to like a lo-fi label, so... So I do think we do want to roll off those highs like that. But maybe it's something more like this then. That feels a lot better. Now, let's go check out this snare. It's looking